And 15 minutes of racing for the Toyota MR2 Championship will be underway now. And away they go. Good start from pole by Sean Traynor. Neil Stratton in the yellow and black car away nicely, and from the second row of the grid, Adam Lockwood in the silver and red car trying to go with them as well, but he leaves a gap on the inside there for the car. I think that was number 10, Andrew Baranowski as well. We'll try and pick up on
Jim Muse up into third.
Oh, it's Jim Muse.
He went really well from row 3, forced his way up the inside into paddock, and he's now having a crack at Lockwood for third place, but out front it's Traynor from Stratton as they head towards Surtees for the first time, Ian.
Yeah, Andrew Ruthven in 5th place is the best of the Mark IIs at the moment, and he's ahead of Baranowski, who's switched from Mark II to Mark III for this season. The cars sweeping their way around the far end of the circuit through Clearways and Clark Curve, back onto the Brabham Straight for the first time in this race, and over the line they go. And it's Sean Traynor leading by 0.3 of a second at the end of the first lap. Stratton, Lockwood, Mew, Ruthven and Baranowski having lost 3 places on that opening lap, but pretty inexperienced in getting that new car to him off the line, and also from the inside of the grid, which is challenging here. I think he may well have made up a place though on the way back around. We'll pick that up in a moment. We can see a fight going on involving, I think, Tim Heron and Aaron Cook, getting past him, in fact, as they battle over 7th and 8th position. In fact, it's Heron getting ahead of, that's Ruthven, isn't it, ahead of Cook now. Cook in the 96 car, pushing on to try and get past Andrew Ruthven. So it's Cook, in fact, ahead of Baranowski, up to 6th place.
Yeah, Ruthven and Heron are the 2 outstanding drivers in the Mark IIs at the moment. There's the 27 car, Traynor, ahead of Stratton, stretching the lead to 0.6, doubling it then over the first 2 laps, and Lockwood in behind Mew, Ruthven, Cook moving up into 6th place at the expense of Baranowski.
Yeah, there's only, I think, 6 of the Class B Mark II cars here today. I think we've got something like 19 of the Mark IIIs, and just the 1 Mark I of Martin Collins, who's returning for another crack at the Class A Championship. The 2 leaders getting away from the rest a little bit, Traynor and Stratton. Lockwood, who was the champion a couple of years ago, is there in 3rd place in the number 11 car, and then it's Jim Mew in 78 who made that strong start. But then 3 cars right together. Here they are on screen. Ruthven in 5th, Cook in 6th, and Baranowski in 7th place.
Stratton's looking racy, isn't he, in behind Sean Traynor?
He is.
He's cut the gap back to 0.297 of a second. So 1 and 2 together. Here they are, the yellow car of Stratton, tucking up the inside up towards the head, but he's not close enough to unseat Sean Traynor, the multiple champion in 27. That car, that kind of Martini-esque stripe over the top of it. As they duck down into Graham Hill Bend, slicing through the apex. The car that's running 3rd, that's Lockwood, just bobbing over the curb on the inside, the silver and red car, and behind him Jim Mew.
Stratton in the yellow and black car there in 2nd place, who's pushing Sean Traynor hard. He's 41 years of age, from High Peak, an IT technician. Started racing 16 years ago, 3rd overall in the 2003 championship. And his car prepared by VT Racing. It was built in 2020, this car, with Ian Wallham in the garage at home. Lots of tea was drunk during the build, he exclusively reveals to us, as he is continuing to chase after Sean Traynor here. But this is a good fight, isn't it? This has got Ruthven in the Mark II, trying to keep those 2 Mark IIIs away of Cook, who's a past champion, and Baranowski as well.
Yes, the Mark IIs have a little bit more power, but are heavier.
Yes.
Than the Roadsters.
Yeah, I mean, I think with even drivers, they're probably quite evenly matched cars, aren't they? The Mark IIs and the Mark IIIs, but they have different characteristics.
Sean Traynor didn't give his Mark II up easily, did he?
No, he didn't, and he struggled to adapt to the Mark III and the different driving style when he first had it, which is why it took him a few years, I think, to crack it. It was the first time he'd won the championship with a Mark III last year, having had a few years of trying.
Yeah, a bit more momentum needed with the less powerful cars. but they're smaller as well. They're physically smaller.
Yes.
And probably might be a little bit twitchier in some conditions because the wheelbase looks to be shorter.
Yeah. 88 car has been lapped, that of James Crow. By the leaders as we work now lap 6 of this 15-minute race. Trainer was leading by 0.4 of a second at the beginning of the lap. He's done the best lap of the race as well, a 56.745. Lap record for these cars is a 56.63, which is actually for a Class B car. Jim Davis, 56.83, the record for Class C. So it's underneath that, but it's not underneath the overall lap record for MR2s, because the Mark II is actually slightly faster around here, historically. Gaggle of cars coming across the line now, with Tim Heron, the second car in that group. It's Dan Sylvester that's just got ahead of him on that lap in the number 37 car. I think we'll see him out in hot hatch as well at Donington, which seems to have a good grid from what I hear. And Heron now under pressure as well from the 69 car of Daniel Bryant, who's trying to squeeze through on the inside, and he's done it. So two fairly long-time competitors of the MR2 Championship having a good scrap there. And you've got basically half of the Mark II cars right with one another there, because you've also got Shane Mansbridge in the 34 car involved in that scrap.
Oh, the Mark I has come to a sticky end, I'm afraid. That looks pretty hot under the bonnet there, and it's out of the race, which is number 3.
Martin Collins. So he'll be disappointed with that. He's managed to get it onto the grass, but it's not the greatest of positions there at McLaren.
No, the Wolverhampton Wanderer is out.
So he will be dropping down the order. There's yellow flags there, of course. The officials will be keeping an eye on that. Here's the two leaders then, heading down towards Graham Hill Bend once more, with Alan Lockwood in close proximity to them as well, but the safety car now out. Slowed up for that, with that car off in a dangerous position at McLaren. Martin Collins is out of the car and looking at it disdainfully, but safety cars now picked them up at the on the Cooper Straight, and will lead them round for another lap or so while that car is recovered. It's going to take a lap or so to do that one thing, but would hopefully get some more racing in here. I can see there's a vehicle already almost on the scene. It's just across the track from Martin Collins' car. So that will hopefully be recovered soon. This is the first round of the championship this year for the MR2s, and it will continue at Silverstone in May, before going to Snetterton in June, Anglesey in July, then it's to Silverstone again, different layout, the International Circuit in August, Alton Park in September, and the season will conclude at Donington Park in October. So 7 double-header meetings for the MR2 Championship this year. Six cars we had starting this race. We've lost already the 88 car to the pit lane of James Crow. Also have lost the number 20 car as well, which is Patrick Stoner. So he has retired, the 63-year-old patent agent from Bristol. He started racing 10 years ago. He's out of the race, and now we've lost Martin Collins, whose car has pulled off on the side of the circuit. The fire tender has gone to tend to it. The engine compartment has been opened up, but no imminent danger of any more issues, I don't think, although the fire extinguisher is now being pulled off the back of the fire truck. And recovery truck heading around. More time ticking away, 5 minutes left to go in this race. It's going to take a little bit longer than I perhaps first thought to deal with this. I just want to make sure there's going to be no conflagration before they start to remove that car. Another good way of getting into motorsport, the MR2 Championship. Quite a few drivers have entered through this series over the years and gone on to success elsewhere. Five minutes left remaining in the race. Yes, first championship back in 2008 was won by Mark Jessup, who followed it up the following year. Zach Chapman won in 2010. James Cross in 2011. Paul Hinson in 2012. He's been a multiple winner of the Burkitt relay race as well. Matt Palmer won it in 13 and 14. Sean Traynor, the first of his 5 championships, was in 2015. Jim Davis in 2016. Aaron Cook won his first championship in 2020. And the only other different champion has been Adam Lockwood in 2023. So still we have the safety car leading them around, but still the car of Martin Collins yet to be recovered, and time running out for that to happen, I think. Marcus?
Looks a bit that way. The other tender has arrived. Martin Collins is getting back into his car by the looks of things, so I imagine there's a strap being attached, and we may be lucky. Yeah, we may get a quick couple of lap dash for cash.
Recovery crew members, yeah, got in, and yeah, they're dragging it away. So if they can get it off the circuit, over the Grand Prix loop, which would be the quickest place to park it
most
for now.
expedient way, wouldn't it?
And get the fire vehicle off the circuit as well. Then we do stand a chance of getting at least one more lap in, I would think.
At that point, it might be as good to just bring it straight back into the pit lane.
I think they'll bring it on the grass as well, aren't they, to avoid dropping any fluid onto the circuit.
Yes, the other tender's gone off to the left onto the Grand Prix circuit, and Martin Collins' car will be clear and in the pit lane with a fair wind by the time the others get here.
Yeah, the safety car is trying to crawl around slow enough, but I don't think it's quite going to be slow enough to make this work to start this time, is it, unfortunately? I suppose by the time they start, they would be clear of the car that's about to head into the pit lane. So we'll see what happens. Black and orange flag for car 10, Andrew Baranowski.
Light still flickering on top of the safety car. We're down to 2 minutes and 28 seconds, but the car is effectively in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's just not quite going to work, is it? Because they will want it actually off the circuit, and for the safety car to hold in, which has now gone past the pit lane entry. So I think we'll get one more lap of racing. There will just about be time for one more lap of racing, I think. The safety car now will be able to get its foot down effectively. And yes, it is doing so. But it will only be time, I think, for one more lap of this Toyota MR2 Championship race. It's an exhaust issue for Andrew Baranowski. That's why he's got the black and orange mechanical warning flag. That's the driver in 7th position. He is continuing on the circuit for the moment, though. But he's not going to have time to... Well, I suppose he could come in at the end of this lap, couldn't he, having seen that?
Now we're going to have an interesting situation, aren't we? Because we're down to a minute and a half-ish. They'll be unleashed with any temperature out of the tyres. Yeah,
that's true. Although they don't have a green flag lap anyway, these cars, so they're probably reasonably used to that. Some of the 750 Motorsport Championships don't require a green flag lap. The MR2 is amongst them. Not really in Sean Traynor's interest, is it, to have another racing lap? But
absolutely not.
I'm not sure he's quite going to be able to string this out. And he's a good sport, actually, is Sean Traynor, so I'm sure he'll want to make sure everyone gets at least one more racing lap. I think that's all it will be, though, because it's a 56-second lap, and it's going to be less than 56 seconds by the time they get to the line. It's now 58, 57, 56. So, yeah, one more lap to go.
But no overtaking toward the timing line.
No. So can Sean Traynor hold on? Can Neil Stratton pull something out of the bag? Over the line they go to restart the race. And no dramas so far. Possible change a bit further back, as I think that was Dan Silvestri in the 37 car has gone up on the inside of Andrew Baranowski to take 7th place away. But that's the only change we've had, although there's a close together up here. That's Andrew Rutten around the outside of Jim Mew, or trying to go around the outside of Jim Mew for 4th position, and that in turn has allowed Aaron Cook through in the 96 car.
Yes, that's right. So it's Roadster, 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 and then Mark II.
Yeah, And Ruthven trying to get the place back, though, on the way into Surtees, but not able to do anything about it. So it looks like it is going to be Sean Traynor that is going to hold on for this one-lap dash. I suppose there's always the possibility of an error, a mistake of some kind on this final lap, as Mark said, on cold tyres, but he's going to come up to the line to take the checkered flag to win round 1 of the Rogue Motorsport Toyota MR2 Championship. So Sean Traynor it is that wins. Second place goes the way of Neil Stratton. Third place goes the way of Adam Lockwood. Yes, the flag has gone out. I did have to check there. Fourth place goes to Jim Yu. Fifth place to Aaron Cook. Sixth to Andrew Ruthven, who
was
lost
right
that
on
place
his
in the last
tail.
lap.
Yeah, right on his tail over the line was Ruthven. He wins Class B.
I'm not sure everyone has seen the checkered flags. They look to still be going at racing speed, some of them, as they head around. But yeah, certainly the cars towards the back have seen it, 'cause they're waving to the marshals. But I don't think the leaders possibly saw the checkered flag. So they're pushing on for one more lap, but the result will have been determined by what has already been completed. So Sean Traynor's going to, he's going to come up to the line again, and this time he will see the checkered flag. There he goes. So Traynor it is that wins from Stratton and Lockwood and Mew. I'll give you the results in a second. In fact, we'll do that right now. Here they are. 27 Sean Traynor, the winner at the end of 12 laps. He beat Neil Stratton by just over half a second. Stratton in car 84. Third was number 11 Adam Lockwood. Fourth place to number 78 Jim Mew. In fifth place number 96 Aaron Cook. Sixth went the way of 82 Andrew Ruthven, who won Class B for the Mark IIs. In seventh place number 37 Dan Sylvester. Eighth was 69 Daniel Bryant. In ninth was number 9 Tim Herron. And 10th was 34 Shane Mansbridge ahead of Viv Aldridge, Scott Edbrook, Aaron Laverty and Jeff Howarth. Rounding out the field, we've got Maxine Nichols in 15th, then Jonathan Grimes, Andy Williams, Daniel Farmer, Andrew Strange, Nick Lear, Richard Dales, Andrew Baranowski, Neil Hurren, James Crow, and in fact we lost James Crow, didn't we? As well as Martin Collins and Patrick Stoner. Yeah, Baranowski did come into the pit lane heeding that black and orange flag in the end. So we've got cars that I think the first three have yet to arrive in the pit lane because they did an extra lap, but they're just about getting there now. We're at the point where we should have been taking a lunch break now, but we're not going to because we served that earlier on because of the red flag in the Tagiwa Type R Trophy race. So we're going to push on. We've got the Freaky Parts Sports Specials Championship. That's going to be coming up very shortly, but not before we've had a chance to hear briefly from our successful drivers in the Toyota MR2 Championship. So let's head down there now and hear from Josh Barrett with Adam Lockwood, Neil Stratton and Sean Traynor.
So the top three from the Toyota MR2 Championship have made their way down into the pit lane. It's another win for Sean Traynor to his long list of Toyota MR2 Championship
and have they been returned
races.
to you? Oh, brilliant.
Sean, well done.
You were there right on me all the time.
Okay, obviously the main part of the race was that first part and you had plenty of pressure from Neil.
Yeah, definitely. I knew there was going to be plenty of pressure, and he doesn't make many mistakes. And so once he gets into a rhythm, I've raced at Anglesey with him in a team, and he just knocks them laps out. So I knew I had to keep on it and not push and make too many mistakes. I made a little mistake, and I thought he was going to have a little go at me coming out of Graham Hill, but luckily we were overtaking one of the back markers at the same time, so it stopped him being able to make a move. But so then I thought just back out and just make sure I get around the corners, no mistakes. But yeah, happy with good start.
New season, another winner. Have you been keeping count how many you've got now?
No, a few I think.
Yeah. Well done, I've done another one. Good luck later. So there's Sean Traynor, a winner. In second place was Neil. Well done, Neil. You pushed him all the way.
Yeah, I gave it a go. I tried a bit of the Conspilious move up the inside into Druids, but it was only half a look.
Yeah.
Didn't work. Sean's doing this for a while. But no, really happy with that. So, yeah, good start to the year.
You sort of didn't get as long as you'd hoped for, really, to sort of the second half of the race to have a go. Do you think you might be able to get him later?
I may have had a look.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I quite could get past. It was more a case of trying to force a mistake, I think, rather than actually trying to put a move on. But I didn't want the safety car out because I had a bit of the gap to Adam behind me, and of course that closed right up, and Adam's pretty quick. So, but it all worked out in the end. So.
Well done. I'm going to have a word with Adam now, who came in third place. He's just having a word with Sean. Adam, third position, another typically close MR2 race, I guess.
Yeah, it was pretty close, wasn't it? I mean, I'd lost contact with him a little bit at the start, but the safety car kind of helped that. And yeah, it's good. I could see it all going on in front of me. I thought, well, I'll just sit here and see how it goes. But yeah, they had a really good race. So.
I guess this track suits the roadsters a little bit more than the Mark IIs.
Yeah, it seems to. Yeah, so I mean, it was 5 roadsters in a row, I think, and yeah, Jim Hughes definitely on it this year. So yeah, maybe we'll see some action from him in the second race.
That's a good thing about a new season. It'll way some people improve and get new people into championship and such like.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's obviously been some testing going on at some point.
Your car sort of just as you left it at the end of last year.
Just as I left it, yeah, repanelled it. No stickers yet, but we will put some on. But yeah, it was a little bit of a last minute dash to get it all done, to be quite honest. A little bit of a test the other week here, but yeah, pretty much the same as it was.
Well done on your podium. So there's our top 3 from MR2.